Hello, welcome to episode 155 of the Datapack and Resource Pack tutorials for version 1.21.4. We're going to be doing custom armor textures. We're not going to be doing custom armor models, we're just going to be changing the texture, so the color, the pattern, the way it looks. Let me show you what I mean. I'll give you an example with the helmet. So here we have, I can make a copper helmet. I've just done copper because I've just added it to my my Dataland series. So here we have a copper helmet. And obviously I can put it on. There it is on my little head. Ta-da! It looks like gold. But we can also trim it. Stick it on. Oh, we'll stick an emerald on there. Hey, there we go. Copper trim on copper. Well, you can see it. Okay. Let's put an emerald on it. There we go. Tink, tink, tink. And let's stick that on our head as well. There we go. Cool. Okay, I've only done it for the helmet in this tutorial. There's quite a few files to edit, but you can just copy the exact same process and do it for the armor stand, for the chest plate, for the leggings, and for the boots. Right. I suppose the best thing is to just get on and build it now. Right, here we are in VS Code, and I haven't added much at all, actually. I've added, inside my namespace, the recipe folder and copper helmet. And inside my namespace, tags, item, copper tool materials. Copper tool materials is going to be a list of items that I can use to either make the helmet with, or I can use to repair the helmet. So you could use anything you like. But for me, it makes sense. I'm just going to say copper ingot. Maybe you want copper ingot or raw copper, or your choice, or emerald for no reason at all. But that is not what I want. I just want copper ingots. And that is what I'm going to use to craft it and to repair it. Now you could have two separate tag lists. You could have one copper crafting materials, and that could have the ingot in it, but copper repair materials, maybe that could have the raw iron in it. So you could repair it with more stuff than you can make it with. Anyway, blabble blabble. Minecraft copper ingot. See, I might want to add stuff to that later. Now, there is only one thing in there, so it kind of seems a bit pointless to make it. But, as I said, maybe you want to add something else. Maybe you would want to say, well, I want them to be able to craft it with copper ingot, or is it called raw copper? There we go. So now you've got two things you can craft it with and repair it with. For me, I'm just going to use one. Okay. So that's our copper tool materials done. Let's get rid of that. Let's do our recipe for copper helmet. I think this is probably going to be easiest if we go over to Misode. Okay, well, we could have a look at the helmet. No, we'll just make our own. We'll just make our own. Okay, what type is it? It's going to be shaped. Category, we'll say it's in equipment, and we'll need a pattern. I think the default pattern style they usually use is X's. Shall we follow their style? So on the top row, we'll have XXX, and next row we'll have X space X, and I think that'll do. Let's give it a key. X, add that. Now here we want to put our list. So what did we call it? Copper tool materials, didn't we? So this would be, it is a tag list, so we need the hash. Where's the hash key on this keyboard? And then it would be my namespace. ID YT155, and it's in the Datapack, and we called it copper tool materials. Okay, it won't be happy with that because tags are not allowed here. Oh, that's a bit silly. Let's copy that. This should be the X. Hey, what's going on? Let me close that. Key, this should be the X. No, I've already added the X. What have I done? Oh, string. There we go. Okay, and then it says, now it's a yellow warning. It says, I can't find it. Well, it's because it's in my Datapack. It doesn't know where it is. That's all right. We know where it is. Right, so we had to put that onto string. Okay, what was the result going to be? Well, the result is I'm going to give them an iron helmet. So now It's just another crafting recipe to give them an iron helmet. So let's add some components. Let's give it an item name. We'll add that, and well, I think we need to put a speech marks at the beginning. We'll copper helmet. Okay, so it's got a different name. Helmet. Okay. We want it to be repairable, so let's add repairable. Now, an iron helmet is repairable anyway, but it'd be repairable with iron, so we don't want that. So let's add repairable. And, well, we can copy our same string from up here. It's going to be repairable with the same stuff we craft it with, so we've copied in our copper tool materials tag list. That's okay. Let's give it a repair cost. I don't know if we have to do this. It might just take the repair cost from the iron helmet, but we'll have it at 0. Let's give it a rarity. You can give it special abilities, all sorts of things in it. Anything you can make with the recipe, really. Yeah, common will do. Max stack size. It'll probably inherit that, but let's do it anyway. Max stack size. Let's say 1. Okay, let's give it damage. Let's just say 100. You can set it to whatever you want. This is its durability. Damage. Do we want damage or max damage? We want max damage. Damage is how much durability it's lost already. Why can I not find max damage? Max damage. There we go. 1. It's not going to last very long. We'll say 100. We need an item model because we don't want to display the iron helmet. So let's get an item model. Add that. And that's going to be in my resource pack. So IDYT episode 155 resource pack. Copper helmet. What is it with me and the word helmet today? Copper helmet. There we go. Let's say how enchantable is it? Let's give it a low enchantability. Let's say it's same as stone tools, 5. And we need one more thing. We need a Minecraft equipable. Now, if we do it like this, it will grab the Minecraft equipable from the iron helmet, and it will look like iron. So this we need to add ourselves. We will say equipable. Add that. I'm going to keep pretty much everything the same here. A slot. Well, we're making a helmet, so let's pick the head. That would make sense. An asset ID. This is the one we need to change. Everything else we're going to leave. Asset ID. If we don't add this, it's going to use the iron asset ID. So this is going to be in my resource pack. ID YT 155 RP. And we'll call it copper. Copper. Done. I think we're okay with that. Let's copy it. Take it back. Chuck it in here. See if it screams at us. No, it looks all right. Okay. Well, we could probably do a little bit of a test. Let's go in. Let's do an F5 and a reload. So what we're expecting... okay, that's all right. We can craft it. Yeah. Now, you might find it's not here because you haven't learned the recipe yet. You can just try and craft it. It should be fine. So we've crafted it. We've got it. We look at it. Its base item is an iron helmet. So that seems all right. It's called copper helmet. Let's do a data get from entity little old me selected item. All capital I. Okay. So that seems good so far. Obviously, we've got a couple of problems. The item is not rendering properly. So, as it looks when I'm holding it, that's a big helmet. As it looks when I'm holding it is completely wrong, and as it looks in the item bar is completely wrong. So that is the item texture is not working. And if we put it on our head, completely invisible. Now, the reason why it's invisible is it's this one here. It's equipable. So it's going off to our resource pack. Well, in fact, we've got a spelling mistake in there. Not that that matters because it doesn't exist yet. So let's fix that spelling mistake. So it's going off to our resource pack and it's looking for the copper file. That file doesn't exist. What is a copper file? Someone who loves copper, I suppose. So that file doesn't exist, and it just shows it as invisible. So there's a way that you could make invisible armor. There we go. Bonus tutorial. Right. Well, Datapack done. I think we better get on and to get some textures working for it. Let's shrink you down. Let's get rid of you for now. Datapack done. Right, let's open the resource pack. You can see I've already got mine open, but resource pack's open pack folder. Let's add that one. Shouldn't be anything in it, so nothing should change. I hope I haven't left stuff in it. No, we look the same. Okay. Right, so we've opened the resource pack. I think I'm also going to open up the jar file for the version I'm in, because that's always helpful. So let's go to Minecraft. Let's go to versions, down to 1.21.4, which is what I'm in. Open up the jar file with an archive editor, something like WinZip, 7-Zip, WinRAR, all those programs. Let's go back to Minecraft. Let's go back to resource packs. Yes, in there. Let's have a look at the pack MC meta. Just we do it. Boom, there we go. We've done them lots of times. Have a look at that just in case you want to. Assets into the namespace, and here we are. Okay, so let's look in the actual game version. Assets, namespace. Right. So let's start with the recipe. What are we doing? We are saying we want to use copper as your equipable sort of material. Let's do this bit first. ID YT55RP copper. Let's do that bit first. So that would be, if we look in equipment, no, we look in textures, and then is it entity equipment? No, it's not that. Which one does this relate to? Equipment. I think it's equipment. This was not a very good start. Minecraft equipment. It is this one. Here we go. There's just so many it threw me off. Okay, so you can see in here we've got gold, we've got diamond. Aha, this is the file that it's using. So let's do this one, and we will say, oh, should we just copy it across? Yeah, let's just copy one across. Let's get diamond and let's just drop it in our resource pack. There we go. So namespace, equipment, diamond. Well, I called mine copper. Yeah, I called mine copper. So let's change that name. Copper. Let's open it up. And here is what it's going to tell us. Okay, so you're controlling leggings, humanoid, so that's the other armor, helmet, chestplate, feet, and you're also doing horse armor. Okay, we're not going to do horse armor ourselves today, but keep that in mind if we do want to do horse armor. And I'm just going to change these diamonds for copper. 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 Okay, save. That's that bit done. Now, where is that pointing to? Where's it getting its texture? So let's go down to textures, and then entity. So entity, and then equipment, and then equipment. And we have humanoid and humanoid leggings. Okay, let's look in humanoid, and there they are. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So if the player is using diamond, we're going to be using this. So that would probably be the armor and stuff. Okay, no problem. And for the leggings, humanoid leggings, same again. It'll just look a little bit different. There we go. So those are the things we're going to be editing. So what you can do, I've left mine in there, but I'll show you what I did. I grabbed it from here, I chucked it in there, and then I opened it with. Now you'll notice that I've put the ones from leggings into the humanoid. So, shouldn't do that. This is just an example though of how I coloured it. I got a colouring program or some graphic editor. There it is. we can draw on here whatever we like. I simply changed the image mode to RGB and I did a colorize on it, I think, and I set it to about, I don't know, 40, I think, 80, and maybe minus 50, something like that. There you go. It made it look copper. Maybe you don't want copper. Maybe you want something exciting, like, whoa, let's have some bright red armor. You can do whatever you like. So that's all I did there. And then obviously renamed it to copper, because we have Datapack, Minecraft Equipable, get from your resource pack, copper. That goes to my resource pack. It goes into equipment, goes into copper.json. Copper.json says, I want you to get Minecraft copper. Uh-oh, we've got a bit of a problem. So it's always good to look through. IDYT155 resource pack copper. That's what we want, please. So let's copy that across. Now that's going to say, oh, okay, I know where that is. You want me to go into your namespace. You want me to look in textures because it's a texture. And you want me to look in the entity. You want me to look in the equipment. You want me to look in humanoid and humanoid leggings. And you want me to look for the word copper. Copper. Cool. Okay. What does it do if we try a little retest with that? Am I still wearing it on my head? I am indeed. Let's try an F3T to reload the resource pack. Okay, we've got nothing there. Do we have an error or anything? We do. Missing resource, Dataland RP. Dataland RP? Well, that's from my other series. Why have I written Dataland somewhere? Textures, entity, equipment, humanoid, copper.png. Is that missing? I don't remember typing. Let's clear that log. I don't remember putting Dataland in there. Troubleshooting. It still says it. Well, that's very strange. Missing Dataland. Yeah, it's still there. But well, let's go through the steps and see if we can find any problem. Don't think we need to craft a new helmet. It's worth trying just in case. I think this one is looking in the right place. Minecraft equipable items. Where's Minecraft? There it is. Slot head, asset. Oh, this one's still got the error in it. Look, because there we go. There's worth looking at the data there. Then let's make that a bit bigger for you. If we look here, Minecraft equipable slot head, asset ID, IDYYT. Uh-oh, so that one we crafted with the wrong data. Now, you could have been playing around with your data pack for your resource pack for ages before you even noticed that it's actually because you used an old item. I'm saying you like it's your fault. It's not your fault, it's my fault. Let's clear chat and let's get another one. Now that one, did we not even do a reload then? I thought we fixed that and did a reload because you noticed in that had the same problem. Give me one with the proper data, please. Clear the chat, F3D. We've done the reload already. I want the get item. Okay, that looks better. Minecraft equipable slot head, asset ID, IDYT155, copper. That's going to go off to our resource pack. Let's try and put this thing on our head. I have completely forgotten which keys do what. Come here, get on my head. Aha! Great. So, we have it working for the head. So that's all we needed for that. Let's have a look. Here we go. We have equipable. Equipable says go to copper. Copper is going off to our resource pack. Let's shrink you down. It's going into equipment. It's saying copper. Copper is telling us to look in our resource pack at copper. That is going to textures, entity, equipment. And then if it was horse armor, it'd be looking in a folder called horse body. But we are looking at humanoid and humanoid leggings. And in there we have copper. Okay, so helmet's done. But item not working. doesn't look good in the inventory and when we're holding it. Okay, let's do that next. Let's drop down. Right, let's have a look. Item model is what we'll be looking for. Here it is. Minecraft item model in the resource pack, copper helmet. Okay, copper helmet. So that is going to come into items. Oh, well, we haven't got anything, so that's clearly why that's not working. Let's open up our vanilla game files and we will go down. So inside items, let's just grab diamond helmet and see what's in that. Oh, we'll grab you, chuck you in there. Okay, and we'll rename you to copper helmet first. Copper helmet, and we'll open you up. Looks a bit confusing, so we've got a select case here, and that is selecting by trim material. Okay, so we have to account for all the different trims. And the model we're going to be using is going to be inside our namespace. So let's have a look. We've got Minecraft item diamond. I think we just need to change that to our namespace item copper. Let's sort of change all of those, and it won't change anything. Oh, okay, let's try that. Copy that. We'll do find, replace. Let's copy that one. Copy, pop you in there, and let's change you to my IDYT155 resource pack namespace. Still have item, but you're not going to be diamond anymore. You'll be copper. And we'll replace all of those. Okay. So if you have a trim, go and look into copper helmet quartz trim, iron trim, netherite trim. If you don't have a trim, just go and look into copper helmet. Okay, let's do that one first. So now that is going to go off to find the file. And that file will be in models, item. Let's do the same in the vanilla files. So let's go into models, item, and we'll use diamond again as the example. Diamond helmet, pop you in there, rename you to copper, open you up. Yes, please, save that one. So layer 1, well, that's going to be our texture this time, so IDYT155 resource pack, and we're not looking for diamond, we're looking for copper. Save that. That's done. Let's drop down. Let's go to textures. Let's go to item. Oh, I've got copper helmet in there already. Okay, I did that the same way that I made the other files. I went in here, I went to textures, I went to item, I went to diamond helmet, I chucked diamond helmet in there, I renamed it to copper helmet, and I changed what it looked like. Okay. Now we've got copper helmet, so with those files added, there is a high chance F3T that it now looks like a copper helmet. Done. Okay. But are we done? No, we're not. We're missing something. F5. Let's trim it. Let's trim it with anything. Uh-oh. Now it's got a trim. I've broken it again. And it should still work on our head. Still fine on the head. You can see the trim is there. There we go. We've got the trim. Head is all done. But the item has broken, and that's because we've added a trim material to it. And if we go back and look at our models, and we look at our item copper helmet, this one is not the trim. This is just a normal model. We need to add the trim models, because let's look at items, copper helmet. Oh. So before, it was saying, do you have a trim? And it was saying, no, I'll just use copper helmet. And now it's saying, do you have a trim? And it's saying, yes, I do. I have an emerald trim. And it's saying, oh, great. Okay, then use copper helmet emerald trim. And we haven't made that file. So we are going to make that file. So that is a model item. And let's do the same thing again. Let's steal it from the vanilla file. So we go namespace, then we're going to be looking for models. It's going to be an item. Let's get the diamond one, see what it says. Diamond helmet. Oh, here they are, look. We need one for each trim type. So what did we just put on ours? We put emerald. Let's just do emerald. Emerald, pop that in there. Well, it's not a diamond helmet. Mine is called copper helmet. And let's open it up. Layer 0, layer 1. Well, layer 1 is the trim. And this isn't my trim or anything fancy. This is just a vanilla trim. So I think we'll leave layer 1 the same. Yeah, go and get your trim from Minecraft. But get your layer 0, get that from me. That's the base. Okay, so get that from IDYT155 resource pack and get it from copper helmet. Save that. Go back. F3T to reload texture packs. Bingly bingly boop. And it is done. It looks good as an item now as well. Okay. Now I think you probably guessed that if I change the trim here, let's get an amethyst shard. Let's pop that in there. Change its trim. Broken. And it's going to break each time I change the trim. Why? Because I've only added emerald trim. And if we look at the vanilla files, we need one for every single trim. But all you have to do is you have to basically just copy this. Copper helmet emerald trim. Well, let's do amethyst. Let's Control C, Control V. Now we've got a copy. Let's rename it to amethyst. Let's open it. And just change, we'll keep the base layer the same, that's our copper helmet, and we'll just change this bit here from emerald to amethyst. We'll save that, we'll go back, we will do an F3T to reload the texture pack, and now it knows it's amethyst. Cool, so you just do that for each one. I'm going to be cheeky, because I think I have those models already somewhere. Here we go. I've done amethyst, I've done emerald, let's just chuck the others in there as well. There we go. So when I upload the data pack, you've got them all. And you can guess what they are. Look, copper helmet quartz. It's my base copper helmet, except we've got helmet trim quartz. And I think we're done. Let's close all those down. Let's go back. Let's do F3T. Let's test one at random. Resin. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever seen. Is resin even in this version? Well, resin is in this. Which block do I need to block a resin, I suppose? I've never used resin. Is it not the blocker resin? I don't know. Maybe resin is from a different version. I'm just getting a bit excited. But I saw it. What do I need to it's waffle time, by the way. If you could finish now if you want. Ah, we can make resin bricks. Oh, right. Okay. You can tell I haven't played for ages. That's why I'm doing that the new Dataland series. I don't know any of this new stuff. There we go. That looks better. Resin trim. And we've got the item. Okay, cool. What does it look like when I wear it? I could be doing this, after saying goodbye, but, oh well, it's alright. It looks a bit goldy, coppery. Meh. Anyway, there we go. We have made our own helmet, and with that knowledge, you could now basically go on, copy the recipe, just change it to a chest plate, then come into the resource pack files, and this is the tedious bit, just doing all those for each one. But duplicate the files for each. Well, you don't have to do the equipment file again. That's all right. You don't have to do the entity equipment humanoid again, because that contains all the textures for all the armor pieces, so you're fine there. You just have to do the extra little files. So you'll need one little item for when you're holding it, and you'll need copper helmet, copper chest plate, copper leggings, copper boots in there, and in the models you'll need the same again. We need all of these for each armor piece. Okay, come back me. Time to let you go. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.